Hey, this is Anthony with Revit. Watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown on the new Revit Vertex Air Jacket, available at Revzilla.com. This is the Vertex Air. This is the mesh, two-season hot weather version of the Vertex from Revit. Now, the Vertex is new for the spring of 18. There's going to be the regular Vertex, which is really best suited for fall and spring. You're also going to have your more wet weather Vertex, which is your Vertex WP. But really what Revit's done here is under the $300 mark, they've iterated, and they've iterated over top of something like the GT Air 2, which has more of a sport touring feel, where your Vertex is going to be your more hardcore sport-oriented feel. And if we look at it, it's got a cleaner line, it's a bit more svelte, it's a little bit more aggressive, and you also have these shoulder hard parts, which actually look at first glance like they'd be off the race suit and be metallic and dual honeycomb, but are actually just done in TPR. So they can still keep that cost under the $250 mark, while also adding additional hard parts, additional protection, a little bit of additional style without breaking the bank. Now, quick note on sizing on this jacket, which carries 4 colors. Hi, this is Brian, to my left, 6 foot 195, 42-inch chest. He's wearing a size large, and as you can see, there's some slight adjustment here. You have it at the cuff, you have it at the bicep, but I'll tell you, Revit, you gave a little bit of room to move in the shoulders, but there's no stretch on the back of this. So while it is a more dynamically shaped jacket, it doesn't leave a ton of room depending on how aggressively you want to be positioned on the bike. So hi, this is Brian, turn, move your elbows forward, reach for me. You start to get a little bit of stretch in the back, but there's no actual stretch material. And while I'm on grapes, even though I'm in the middle of fitment here, let me talk about my other grape on this jacket. The other thing we're missing here is any type of reflectivity. Revit, very easy to work it in. You could do it in a matte black fashion, maybe work it in on the sides of the arm somewhere, but I'd like to see something that will give me better coverage riding at night. Now, that being said, the fit on Brian works well. He is an athletic cut. Ultimately, if you need a little more room to work with, I don't think this is gonna be your best bet because it is more of a sport fit. Use the size chart. We'll ship free over 39 bucks. You can always give us a ping if you have any questions. And as always, I'd love it if you click our logo, subscribe to us at Revzilla on our YouTube channel, leave me your comments, your questions, your feedback on the new Vertex Air. Now, if we look at it, two-season hot weather, that is built solely around this mesh factor. This exists for the mesh. Mesh on the front, mesh on the insides of the arms, mesh on the back. And you're also going to be SEESMART CE Level 1 armor in the shoulders as well as the elbows, rounding out the protection scheme. So ultimately, you get that lightweight, low-profile CE-rated armor, and then the back would be updated or added later with the SEESOFT Type RV. That is not going to be included, and that allows you to step your back protection forward. Other nuance as we look at the front of the jacket, the styling is aggressive. It's a very cool style from Revit. If you look at it, very, very sporty, sporting the major Revit triangular logo down the front. You do have a single snap up here at the top. You'll notice when I pull the collar open, you're going to see that it is a fleece or tricot liner, which is very comfortable even if you begin to sweat. And you do have neoprene that works its way around this low profile collar. So again, you have your single button there, and then it's not going to bite you or chafe even if you begin to sweat. Again, that's what you want to be thinking about when you're going to the depths of hot weather riding season. We talked about our snaps that are premium spring-loaded snaps here in the bicep, 2 basic hand warmer pockets, and you do have a fair amount of logoing here. It doesn't bother me. This is more of a sport-oriented jacket. It's a little bit more in your face, and that's what it's meant to be. Hi, this is Brian. Get out of my face. Turn and face that way. If he turns to the side, you're going to see we talked about this hard part on top. It's a little more flexible than if it was the race hard part. Again, has some flex baked in that it is more of a TPU. It is not going to be metallic at all, but again, it carries that big, aggressive style. Different type of mesh as you work your way across the arm. I'm not going to call that really a functional mesh. Still going to flow air, more of a stylistic change to break up the lines. I like what they've done. I also like this strip, which just adds a bit of styling. We talked about the elbow and the forearm, again with that SEESMART armor, which is very flexible, lightweight, but still carries a CE rating. Moving down, basic adjustment at the hip. And then like we said earlier, there's no stretch here. You're not getting any stretch around the shoulder blade or along the lat in the back of the jacket. So when he's putting his arms forward like that, he's seeing it stretch and move with him. It does have some give. Ultimately, it may fit you differently. Everybody's going to be a little bit different depending on how they're built. You're going to have to figure that out for yourself. Turn backwards there, HVB. If we look at the back, remember, SEESOFT Type RV is going to allow you to upgrade the back protector. That is not included. Big panel of mesh across the backside. Notice the drop seat here, which is really nice, giving you a little bit of extra coverage if you're riding in more of that 3/4 or the sport tuck position. And then it is a nice high collar across the back. That's a 2-inch collar with neoprene at the top, giving you great coverage. Come back around to the front there, HVB. Let's unzip it. He's going to unsnap. He's going to unzip. He's going to unleash. the visibility. If we open up to the inside, notice it does take the Challenger cooling vest, which is a nice touch. You have some basic pockets. We talked about the premium nature of that Trico style liner. And then again, on the inside, it's meant to just be basic mesh and not impede any of the airflow coming from the outside. If you open it up on that side, you're going to see the same recipe. Ultimately, the interior guts here on our Vertex Air are going to be simplified. So remember, from my perspective, they've really only done two things here that I didn't love. One was an omission on reflective. The other was a little bit of stretch in the shoulder blades for such a dynamically cut jacket. You do have two other vertices in the family with the WP, which is a waterproof version, and the non-WP version, which is maybe more of that temperate climate version, which isn't airflow optimized and is not going to be waterproof in its design. The next step in your journey, though, is to click the info button on your desktop, your mobile device. Visit the product detail page at revzilla.com, read other rider reviews. You shouldn't just take my word for it. As always, we'll ship free over $39. If you want to talk to a gear geek, see us at revzilla.com or 877-792-9455. Thanks for watching our detailed breakdown. Remember, subscribe to us at Revzilla on our YouTube channel. Stay up to date with our opinion of the latest and greatest in the motor universe. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.